The second major battle in the history of Islam was the Battle of Uhud. It took place in 625 CE near Mount Uhud, between the Muslims of Madinah and the Quraysh of Makkah. The Muslim army was led by Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, with key commanders including Hazrat Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu, Hazrat Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu, Hazrat Uthman ibn Affan radiyallahu anhu, Hazrat Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu anhu, Hazrat Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib radiyallahu anhu, Mus'ab ibn Umair, Mundhir ibn Amr, Zubair ibn al-Awwam, and Ubaidah ibn as-Samit radiyallahu anhu, totaling around 700 companions. On the other side, the Quraysh army, numbering 3,000 soldiers, was led by Abu Sufyan, with notable leaders including Khalid ibn al-Walid, Ikrimah ibn Abi Jahl, Safwan ibn Umayyah, Abdullah ibn Rabia, and Hind bint Utbah. At the beginning of the battle, the Muslims advanced successfully and were close to victory. However, some of the archers stationed at Jabal al-Rumah disobeyed the Prophet's order and left their positions to collect spoils of war, which weakened the defense. Khalid ibn al-Walid took advantage of this and launched a surprise attack from the rear, causing heavy losses and confusion among the Muslims. In the Battle of Uhud, 70 people from the Muslim army were martyred and 22 to 37 people from the Quraysh army were killed. Afterward, Abu Sufyan declared the battle as revenge for Badr, and eventually the Quraysh army withdrew from the battlefield. In this video, we will learn in detail about the Battle of Uhud. Background of the Battle of Uhud. After Prophet Muhammad ﷺ began preaching Islam, he faced severe opposition and persecution from the Quraysh tribe of Makkah. Due to this persecution, the Muslims migrated to Medina. Later, the first major battle between the Muslims of Madinah and the Quraysh of Makkah took place, the Battle of Badr, where the Muslims achieved a decisive victory and many of the Quraysh leaders were killed. Humiliated by their defeat, the Quraysh vowed revenge. They forbade public mourning for their slain warriors and delayed the ransom payments for prisoners, focusing instead on preparing for another war. The preparations were led by Ikrimah ibn Abi Jahl, Safwan ibn Umayyah, Abu Sufyan ibn Harb, and Abdullah ibn Rabia. To fund the war, the entire wealth from Abu Sufyan's caravan, which had escaped during Badr, was sold, amounting to about 1,000 camels and 50,000 gold dinars. The Quraysh then called upon allied tribes to unite under their banner for the upcoming battle. The march of the Makkah army. Within a year, the preparations were complete. In 625 CE, an army of 3,000 soldiers set out from Makkah under the command of Abu Sufyan. The force included 3,000 camels and 200 horses. Among them were 15 women, including Hind bint Utbah, the wife of Abu Sufyan. The Quraysh leaders believed that the presence of women would inspire the men to fight more fiercely to protect their honor. Instead of attacking Medina directly, the Quraysh army marched through the Aqiq Valley and set up camp at Ainain near Mount Uhud. Hind bint Utbah suggested that they destroy the grave of the Prophet's mother, Aminah, but the leaders rejected the idea, fearing severe consequences. Preparations of the Muslims in Medina. When news of the approaching army reached Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he strengthened the city's defenses and shared a dream, indicating that some companions would be martyred, but that Medina itself would remain protected. There was a debate about whether to stay inside the city or go out to meet the enemy, and finally, it was decided to face the Quraysh outside the city. The Muslim army set out with 1,000 soldiers, but Abdullah ibn Ubayy, the leader of the hypocrites, withdrew with 300 men, leaving 700 companions to continue toward Uhud. The Muslims finally encamped at the foot of Mount Uhud, positioning the mountain behind them and the Quraysh army in front, preparing for one of the most significant battles in Islamic history. The Battle of Uhud between the Muslims and the Quraysh. 1. Muslim army formation. Upon reaching the battlefield of Uhud, the Muslim army was organized in a disciplined formation. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ appointed 50 archers under the command of Abdullah ibn Jubair radiyallahu anhu to guard the Jabal al-Rumah hill, protecting the rear and the left flank. The Prophet strictly instructed them not to leave their position under any circumstance, no matter what happened in the battle. The right wing of the army was led by Mundhir ibn Amr, while the left wing was under Zubair ibn al-Awwam radiyallahu anhu and his assistant Miqdad ibn al-Aswad radiyallahu anhu. Their main duty was to defend against Khalid ibn al-Walid's cavalry, which was expected to attack from that side. 2. Quraysh army formation. The main Quraysh force was commanded by Abu Sufyan. He took position at the center of the army. The left and right wings were led by Ikrimah ibn Abi Jahl and Khalid ibn al-Walid, respectively. The infantry and archers were commanded by Safwan ibn Umayyah and Abdullah ibn Rabi'ah. As was customary, the banner of the Quraysh was carried by a group from the Banu Abd ad-Dar clan. 3. The beginning of the battle. Before the fighting began, Abu Sufyan called upon the Ansar, Muslims of Madinah, and offered that if they abandoned the Muhajirun, Muslim emigrants from Makkah, their city would be spared. The Ansar rejected this offer outright. Then Abu Amr from the Quraysh side launched the first attack, but his troops were forced to retreat under heavy fire from the Muslim archers. After that, Talha ibn Abi Talha, the Quraysh standard-bearer, challenged the Muslims to single combat. Zubair ibn al-Awwam, radiyallahu anhu, stepped forward and killed him. One after another, 6 more members of Talha's family took up the banner and were also killed. This broke the morale of the Quraysh army, and the Muslims advanced rapidly, nearly achieving victory. However, seeing the enemy retreat and spoils on the battlefield, some of the archers from Jabal al-Rumah disobeyed the Prophet's command and left their post to collect the war booty. This left the Muslim rear exposed. Khalid ibn al-Walid, recognizing the opening, swiftly attacked from behind with his cavalry, causing confusion and heavy losses among the Muslims. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was wounded and one of his teeth was broken. A rumor spread that he had been martyred, leading to panic and disarray among the Muslim ranks. Eventually, the Muslims regrouped and took refuge on the slopes of Mount Uhud. Under the leadership of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu and other companions, they mounted a strong defense, forcing the Quraysh army to withdraw. After the battle, Hind bint Utbah and her companions mutilated the bodies of the Muslim martyrs. Hazrat Hamza, radiyallahu anhu, the uncle of the Prophet, was martyred by the spear of Washi. When Abu Sufyan declared that the battle was revenge for Badr, Umar, radiyallahu anhu, replied, "Our slain are in paradise, and your slain are in hell." Finally, the Quraysh army withdrew from the battlefield, and the Muslims buried their martyrs at Uhud itself. Outcome of the battle. In the early phase, the Muslims held a superior position, but eventually the Quraysh gained the upper hand. The disobedience of some archers led to disorder and loss. Despite the confusion, the Muslims managed to regroup on the mountain. The Quraysh, although having the advantage, did not advance further, nor did they stay on the battlefield for 3 days, as was customary for victors at the time. As a result, despite the heavier Muslim casualties and the Quraysh's temporary advantage, the Battle of Uhud ended inconclusively, with neither side achieving a decisive victory.